Hello viewers, welcome to EduTube. In this lesson, we are going to learn addition and subtraction of fractions, mixed numbers to be precise. So in our first example, we are adding 3 whole number 1 out of 2 plus 4 whole number 2 out of 7 and 1 whole number 1 out of 3. So this is a mixed number. So to operate on this mixed number, the first thing we do is to add the whole numbers together. So we are basically adding 3 plus 4 plus 1 together. So 3 plus 4, that will give us 7. 7 plus 1, that will give us 8. So we'll have 8 whole number. So now that we've operated on the whole number, now let's focus on the fractional part, which is 1 out of 2 and 2 out of 7 and 1 out of 3. So to add these fractions together, as you can see, they are unlike fractions. That means their denominators are different. And to add unlike fractions, we will need to give them a common denominators, and to give them common denominators, we will use LCM. So basically, we'll find LCM of 2, 7, and 3. So you can do that at your end there. So the LCM of 2, 7, and 3 is 42. So 42 will be their common denominator. So you could find out that at your end there. So LCM of 2, 7, and 3 is 42, which is their common denominator. Now the next thing we will now do is to use each denominator to divide the common denominator, and whatever answer we get, we'll use it to multiply the numerator. So to do that, I will say how many 2, which is the denominator here, goes in 42, and that will give me 21. So I will say 1 times 21. Then for the next fraction, which is 2 over 7, so I will say how many 7 goes in 42, and that will give me 6. So I will say 2 times 6. So and then the next number is 1 over 3. So I will say how many 3 goes in 42, and that will give me 14. So that will give me 14. So basically, I will say 1 times 14. Now let's operate on the laid out numbers. So 1 times 21, that will give me 21. So I will have 21 plus, then 2 times 6, that will give me 12. 21 plus 12, then plus, then 1 times 14, that will give me 14 plus 14. So now that we have new set of numerators and a common denominator, so let's now add the numerators together. Don't forget to carry along the whole number. So I'm going to rewrite it down here. So I'll write 8 whole number, then I'll add 21 plus 12. That will give me 33. So if I add 33 to 14, that will give me 47. So I'm going to have 47 out of 42. Now successfully I have added these mixed numbers together, but this isn't over. Why is that? Because if you look at this fraction, we will see that it's an improper fraction. An improper fraction is a fraction with which the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So as you can see here, 47 is bigger than 42, so that makes it an improper fraction. So what do? I will need to convert it to a mixed number. This is already mixed number, but then I will still need to convert this improper fraction attached to this whole number to another mixed fraction. So what do, or how do I go about that? So I will say how many 42 goes in 47. Of course, that will give me 1 whole number. And remember, we already have 8 whole numbers. So I'll basically say 8 whole number plus the new 1 whole number. So where did we get this 1 whole number from? Don't forget, how many 42 goes in 47? That is 1 whole number. So we have 8 whole number before. Then if I take away 42 from 47, I'll be left with 5. So remain the 5 out of 42. Now I need to add these whole numbers together. So 8 plus 1 will give me 9 whole number. Then the remainder, which is 5 out of 42. Now if I look at this proper fraction, we now have a proper fraction. Do they have a common factor that can further simplify them? No. So I can safely say 9 whole number 5 over 42 is my final answer from the addition of these mixed numbers. Now example number 2, we are doing 13 whole number 1 out of 3 minus 4 whole number 7 out of 8. As you can see here also, the denominators are different, so that makes them unlike fraction. But before we go into that, we will need to first of all subtract the whole number as we did in example 1. So we work on the whole number first. So 13 take away 4, I'll be left with 9 whole numbers. I will have 9 whole number. Now then I can now work on the fractional part, which is 1 out of 3 minus 7 out of 8. So to now work on the fractional part, I will need to give the fractions a common denominator. So to find common denominator for the fractions, I will find the LCM of 3 and 8. And the LCM of 3 and 8 is 24. You could find out the LCM of 3 and 8 at your end there. So LCM of 3 and 8 is 24, so that we don't waste time. So then the next thing now is to use each denominator to divide our common denominator. And then whatever answer I get, I'll use it to multiply the numerator. So how many 3 goes in 24? That will give me 8. So I will say 1 times 8. And then how many 8 goes in 24? That will give me 3. So I will say 7 times 3. Now let's work on this laid out working. So 1 times 8, that will give me 8 minus, then 7 times 3, that will give me 21 minus 21. Now we have a new set of numerators, common denominator, and a whole number. So now you will see that this is 8 minus 21, which is impossible. We cannot take away something bigger from something smaller. 8 cannot take away 21 because 21 is bigger than 8. So what do? I will basically borrow 1 from our whole number, which is 9. So I'll be left with a new whole number, which is 8 whole number. I have borrowed 1 from 9 here. Now quickly, borrowing 1, the 1 will be converted into a fraction that has a denominator of 24. So the 1 will be converted again. The 1 we borrow from this 9 will be converted to a fraction with a denominator of 24. So to basically do that, that means I will have 24 out of 24. So the 1 I borrow will be equivalent to 24 out of 24, because if we divide 24 by 24, it will give us 1. So we must make sure that our 1 is converted into a fraction that has a denominator of 24, so that our operation will go smoothly. So 1 converted to a fraction with a denominator of 24 will give us 24 over 24. So I will write out 8 plus, I'll write out our new fraction, which is 24 out of 24 plus this 8 whole number, then out of 24, then minus 21 out of 24. So now I've given them a common denominator, so all of them 24, 24, 24. At this juncture, if you get confused, simply just take the video back and rewatch again. So now, so since they are all now 24 out of 24 out of 24, so what I will now do is to now operate on the numerator. So I will say 24. So I will say 24 plus 8, and that will give me 32. And then I will say 32 minus 21, and that will give me what? 11 out of 24. So my new fraction will be 8 whole number 11 out of 24. So that is that about borrowing from an impossible fraction. Okay, so that is that about addition of mixed numbers. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, please kindly click on the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic lessons like this. And if you are a returning subscriber, we say a big thank you for your love and support always. I will see you in the next lesson.